My name is Sarah. I've been told that my mother screamed the moment she saw me.
She's so ugly, and she looks just like her. Why?
The woman that she was talking about was my mother's older sister, Aunt Meredith. Yeah, she may not have been beautiful, but she was very talented and had many friends. Apparently, my mother had always treated her badly and stopped caring about me because I reminded her of my aunt. So I was pretty much raised by my grandmother and Aunt Meredith. My next child will be cuter. And she immediately tried to have another child.
I knew that my second child would be adorable. This is how my family bloodline works. The eldest is ugly and the second child is beautiful. That's just how it is.
That makes no sense, but my younger sister Lisa, who was born a year later, was beautiful, just as my mother said. This is how my life as an ugly girl began. My father was a workaholic and barely existed. Ever since I could remember, I've been given shaggy clothes, no snacks, and pencils for my birthday. It was quite obvious that I was being discriminated against in my own house. But I was never the jealous type, so I persevered and tried to live an ordinary life. There was just one thing that I wasn't willing to give in to. Those are my tickets. Give them back. I had to line up from early in the morning for those.
No, let me go, please. Can I have these?
Ugh, fine. Take the tickets, but you have to pay me. I'm not paying for you too.
Oh, come on. You don't want to be ugly and a cheapskate, right? It's like a horrible combination. Oh, Mom, Sarah says I can't have these tickets. Tell her.
Your sister says she wants to go, so just give them to her. You're the older sister, right? No, I worked so hard to buy those tickets. You're spoiling her, Mom. You've never even given me an allowance, but you hand her so much money. Lisa's cute, so she needs a lot of clothes and makeup, all right? You're ugly, so you don't need all that money anyways. What kind of mom is this woman? I stole the tickets back while Lisa was asleep and kept them at my aunt's house, but still, the way they treated me was so mean. It made me cry. When I graduate high school, I'm out of here. I worked my ass off. But summer of my junior year, I discovered a new passion. We went on a field trip to a hydroponic farm, and I saw those beautiful tomatoes growing like jewels from the branches. The sight struck a chord in me, and I was immediately hooked. I want to make those too. I want to go to college and study agriculture. When I told my father that, he seemed uninterested.
Sure, whatever.
He kind of blew me off and went back to his room. That means yes, right? I was glad that my father agreed. When I told my mother, college, you say? Well, farming seems like a perfect fit for someone plain like you. But there's no need to go to college for that.
Yeah, if you go to college, our plans are ruined.
Your plans?
Lisa wants to study abroad, but she's so pretty that I'm afraid of those boys in other countries. So I was going to go with her. That'll cost money, right? So we can't afford for you to go to college. Just give it up.
What kind of plan is that?
An ugly girl like you has no chance to have any fun in college. You'll regret it. Yeah, introverts aren't fit to enjoy college life.
What the hell? That's not your problem. I ran crying over to my aunt's house. I was usually bubbly around her, so she was shocked to see me like that. When I explained what happened, she started getting furious.
Don't you worry about it, Sarah. I'll pay for your education. I've always despised how they've treated you, and I've also always been so proud of how strong you've been, despite everything. If you don't want to just take the money, you can pay me back bit by bit after you graduate and start working. So for now, you let me worry about the money, and go after your dreams, Sarah.
Her powerful words really touched me, and I sobbed for a while. So, after I graduated high school, I started living with Aunt Meredith and started going to college. It was so nice to be able to concentrate on something that I had a passion for. And there was no mother or Lisa here to bully me. And everything went smoothly. I was able to stretch my wings out. 3 years passed.
Lisa is getting married.
Huh? I couldn't hide my surprise. What happened to studying abroad? All that hype and you haven't left the country a single time since. Plus, Lisa's still in her second year of college and just turned 20. What do you mean she's getting married? According to my mother, Lisa joined a foreign exchange club to gather information on studying abroad and met a guy named Eric there. He was a graduate and former member of that club who was an elite businessman working for the gossip company now.
I'm so proud of her for catching such a handsome man. That's my girl. You could have never pulled it off, Sarah. I mean, look at you.
Did you come all the way over just to tell me that?
Oh, one more thing. I just wanted to tell you not to attend the wedding.
Huh? Why not?
Well, you'd embarrass her if everyone found out she has an ugly older sister, right? If Eric finds out that Lisa has the same genes as you, he might try to call the wedding off. I've already told his parents that Lisa is an only child. So no matter what you do, don't show yourself. Even after they get married, all right?
Your father is on board with my plan too. Not only did she not agree to let me go to college, but she's telling me not to go to my own sister's wedding? I wish she would have never had me. She's so mean. This is unbelievable. I cried for a while after my mother left. Aunt Meredith cried next to me too. But I was over it within a few days. My grief changed to anger as I looked back on my childhood days and realized how terribly she had treated me for all those years. My aunt felt the same as me. I want to get them back.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing.
We formulated a plan. It was a simple plan, and many people quickly agreed to cooperate. So let me check one last time. I'm not welcome to the wedding, right?
Yes, you heard me. You better not show up. No ugly people allowed.
Fine. It was their final chance, but their responses were just as expected. So I decided to execute the plan. No mercy. I had a voice recorder in my hand, and I started contacting all the people who were willing to help with my aunt. And
Sarah, call up your Aunt Mary and Uncle Kevin. No one is showing up to the wedding, and they aren't picking up their phones. Maybe they're lost. So give them the directions.
I got a call on the day of the wedding from my panicking mother.
Why isn't anyone here?
I could hear Lisa screaming in the back. I looked at my aunt, and we just laughed. Oh, that's too bad. I'm not sure what's happening, but everyone's here.
Yeah, we're eating sushi together. Stop bothering us. Huh? What are you talking about? Today is Lisa's wedding. What are you doing, Meredith? You were invited too. Why aren't you here? Bring everyone and come right now.
All I did was let all of my relatives hear the horrible things that my mother and Lisa said. My mother had been like that her whole life, always making fun of Team Ugly and talking down on her relatives. So, all the relatives who had bad past experiences with my mother got angry at how they didn't invite me to the wedding and agreed to help us teach them a lesson. And they all boycotted the wedding.
Ugly people aren't allowed in the wedding, right?
Well, we all figured that we were too ugly for Lisa's wedding, so we decided not to go.
You've always been harsh on us for our looks, but I can't believe that you've been treating your own daughter like that too. Shame on you.
I don't think I'll be keeping in touch anymore.
The other side is furious. They might try to call off the marriage. Please, you all have to come now. We decided to continue our sushi party, and no one went to the wedding. One of my cousins went as a spy and sent us a picture of my mother apologizing on her knees to Eric's parents, and Lisa looking like a ghost with her messed up makeup from crying too much. We all had a good laugh. A few days later, I went with my aunt to Eric's house to apologize. First, they were shocked to find out that Lisa had a sister, and at the same time, they were angry at Lisa and my mother for lying to them about me. That ended up being the final blow, and Lisa's marriage was canceled.
It's all your fault, Sarah. Eric's trying to make me pay for the wedding fees. You better take responsibility for what you did and pay up.
Aren't you ashamed of trying to rely on your older sister who's too ugly to invite your own wedding? I'm done with you. Stay out of my life forever.
Kids are old enough now.
After the wedding was canceled, I was surprised to hear that my father just left the divorce papers on the table and walked out. According to my aunt, my father once got in an accident with my mother in the car and was pretty much forced into the marriage. The reason why he was always so compliant might have been from the guilt, she explained. Lisa ended up paying for the wedding from her share of the money that my father left us. But she never ended up getting a real job and kept overspending until she was so poor that she had to move into a rundown apartment. My mother tried relying on Lisa for help, but
I met the man of my dreams at this nightclub.
Lisa left town. And my mother, who was a housewife for so many years, ended up getting a part-time job and could be seen in town walking around like a zombie. I would have helped her out if she treated me decently. But oh well. I plan to live a long and happy life with Aunt Meredith. If I ever have children of my own, I'm going to love them all equally. I promise.